All right, we're back again here with the Pure Drive podcast. I'm your host, Brian Dunleavy. We have our producer, Brian, here on my left.
What's going on, guys?
And we have Pure Drive instructor, Evan Gagnen, here on my right.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks for being here. So Evan is our newest instructor here at Pure Drive, and he also runs our PGA Junior League. So I wanted to start off by talking about the Junior League. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. We have a ton of kids that are enjoying this process of learning the game of golf. We've had a lot of experienced players and also a mix of beginner golfers, which is awesome. I really enjoy having the team atmosphere here at the facility. That way, kids can not only feed off of each other, learning different, areas of the game that they may not be too familiar with, but also make some friends. And ultimately, those friendships can last a lifetime, as you guys know. So it's great.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about first, what exactly is the PGA Junior League?
So PGA Junior League is a league that is taught by myself and assistant coach Max from the front desk, where we go ahead and run through different scenarios of the golf game, whether it is, rules, etiquette, learning how to act on the golf course, going through different areas of the game such as penalty drops, what to do in a bunker. That way they can get outside and really understand how to process the game of golf. And again, I think it's very, very good for children, juniors, to get into the game that way. That way they can have fun, which is the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's great. So the Junior League is a little bit different than an individual tournament, right? So these players are put on a team where they're given numbers and jerseys with their name on them.
Yes.
And then talk a little bit about how the competition goes with the Junior League.
Yeah, so we have had a couple different courses come in, say Ferncroft Country Club, for example, who would have their own Junior League. They would come in and we would go ahead and throughout the year we would go ahead and teach them different games such as match play, right, where a child would play against another child, where they would play each hole as a match play hole, and they would gain points for each hole won. That way they can, and I think it's I think we did 3 to 6 holes. So it's not a full 9-hole match. That way they're not out there all day. Again, having fun is what it's all about, and we love it.
Yeah, that's great. You have a young daughter yourself.
Yes.
You're getting her into golf.
She's big into golf, man. She's been ripping around. She's come into a couple PGA Junior Leagues. She's already given the kids the run for their money.
That's good. So I think it would be good to talk basically to the parents that want to get their kids into golf.
Yeah.
How would you go about that?
Yeah, personally, I mean, this is a perfect example. Just have fun with it. It's a game at the end of the day. Just having something to do with your child is ultimately the most important thing.
Yep.
Going out, enjoying, the weather if you go outside and it's a really good day, having fun in that aspect. But also, there was a quote, I think Padraig Harrington said it.
I know the one you're talking about.
He was talking about when he was raising his kids, he would go to the driving range, short game area, whatever. And there was a specific quote. He was like, even if they're having a great time, leave when they do not want to leave. That way they want to come back.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
So that way, A, they want to go back, like Padraig said, but B, you're not overkilling it.
Yeah.
With practice and forcing it.
Yeah. If you're making your kid hit a bunch of drivers in the range, they want to go home.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to come back.
Shout out Padraig Harrington. He said, get a glass of Coke.
After. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I think for a lot of parents, they want to get their kids into the sport, and they don't know whether they should start with lessons or whether they should start their kid on the driving range. When should they bring them to the golf course? And I think the most important thing first is making sure that these kids are having fun on the golf course.
Yeah, and it's funny to think about now. I remember going out and playing 9 holes. I believe I did it with AI Rick. I brought my daughter. Evelyn had her. She was like 1. and she had just had her pink clubs, plastic balls, and we were just in the fairway, and she was just whacking it around.
Yeah.
It's like that's what it's, kids have fun that way. And granted, she's super young, but she likes it already, which is good.
I think at a very young age, if your kid wants to grip it cross-handed, whatever,
just let them do it.
Just let them do it. Really, the most important thing is just about the safety aspect of the game, making sure they know, not to swing when anyone's around, make sure they're not standing too close to someone, making sure they're not, letting go of a club. But aside from that, when they're super young, it's just making sure they're having fun, getting some type of contact, even if the ball is just rolling on the ground, giving them a good job there, not trying to overcoach them too young to where they start swinging scared or maybe not liking the sport, honestly, because golf can be very difficult for kids, and making sure they're enjoying it and having a good time is definitely a top priority.
For sure.
And the junior league's great too, just because they get to play with other kids and make friends out of it.
Yeah.
Because golf obviously is so individualized.
Yes.
We don't.
Shout out Rick Dolan.
Yeah, I think it is. The junior league, I think, is an absolutely amazing thing that's going on in the game of golf, because golf typically is an individual sport.
Yeah.
Aside from high school, college golf, I guess is technically team, but really aside from that, all you have is Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these juniors, these parents will put them in junior tournaments, which can be great, but it's individual and can be a lot of pressure for these kids compared to something like the junior league. They're playing with a partner. Is it a scramble format, or is it a?
Yeah, yep. We mix it up a little bit. We do alternate shot, scramble, just fun games that way.
So it's not super pressured. They're not overly concerned about what they're shooting. I think one of the nicest things is at the end of the day, a lot of these junior tournaments, right, they have the leaderboard right up top, and that can kind of be a deterring factor for a lot of kids. If they finish, 7th in the tournament, they might feel sad about it. Compared to in the junior league, it's a team competition, so it's not all on them, which I think is huge.
And I think we'll jump into specific lessons, but I teach a couple kids, and they see every spring before the Masters the drive, chip, and putt. I think that's another great way to get kids involved in the game.
Definitely.
That way they can have a goal, they can have fun, and practice, get better while doing all of that with a goal in mind. So, Augusta, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, I think the drive, chip, and putt is an amazing way for there to be competition for the kids. They have a goal to try and achieve it without it being overly serious. We'll say it is very serious, but you can make it to Augusta if you do really well. Yeah. But it's not overly serious to where if they make a double bogey, it's not the worst thing in the world, because there is no actual score involved. It's just about hitting 3 of your best drives, 3 of your best chips, 3 of your best putts, basically, which any child can practice and get better at.
Absolutely.
I think that's also like is it Project 36? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think that's really, really cool. Well, basically for these juniors, what they'll do is they'll start them very close to the green, maybe even starting putting, and you're playing 9 holes. And you're not allowed to go further until you shoot a 36. And so in this case, they might start 20 yards from the hole, and then after they achieve that goal, then they can move back to 50 yards and so on and so forth, rather than starting these kids at 180 yards in the fairway, and maybe they can't hit it that far yet, and then they get discouraged very quickly. I think starting your children closer to the hole, starting with putting or chipping, and creating a par or some type of scorecard for them at that short distance is a better way to go about it, rather than just starting from the red tees and hoping that they can make it to the hole from there.
Isn't that how Tiger started? He started putting backwards, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think when it gets into teaching your child to play golf, maybe they are more interested and they want to get better. I think starting from short game backwards is probably the best way to go about it. So starting on the putting green, then the chipping green, and then maybe working your way from like a pitching wedge to a 7-iron to then a driver is probably the best way to go about teaching a junior. And then once they get older, when they're 7, 8 years old, it's a little bit different. But I'm talking very young, like Evelyn's age or a little bit older than that.
Right, for sure.
I think starting with the smaller swings, obviously you can let them go rip a driver, but on course, starting with smaller swings is probably better.
Love it. I love it.
So you've been teaching here at Pure Drive now for a while.
Yeah.
What's it now? 16, 17 months?
It's been longer than that.
Longer than that?
2024.
Oh, so 2 years. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. So through your teaching, you have a lot of beginner golfers, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Golf is in such a great space right now. We have so many new golfers getting into the sport, and Evan does a great job teaching these beginners.
Thank you.
I do want to talk a little bit about what a beginner can expect when they're coming in for a lesson, sort of how you go about teaching beginner, like someone who's never swung a golf club before.
Yeah. And to all you people listening that are maybe newer to the game that want to get into the golf lesson space, shoot me a text or email. We'll put my link in the bio for sure.
At Gags Golf on Instagram.
No. So golf lessons can be very overwhelming. Any sport can be very overwhelming when you're first starting out. When people are coming in for golf lessons and they are very, very new, like I'll give you an example. I won't name names, but there was a gentleman that came in last week or so with no clubs, really, really raw to the game, which is awesome. I love teaching beginners.
Yeah. It's very fulfilling to help someone learn the sport.
Absolutely. And just welcoming that player into the game with open arms is huge.
Yeah.
Because they're going to think, oh, people are going to be judging me, this, that, and the other thing. Well, in a correct atmosphere, that should not be happening. Like, players should be feel very, very comfortable when they're learning from somebody.
Totally.
To start really gaining potential and gaining confidence and all that good stuff. So that's number one, just welcoming people like, I've known them forever and, letting them know that I want them to get better, which is huge.
Yeah, there's no judgment for any golfers, but especially beginners.
Yeah.
We've seen everything.
Absolutely.
Trust me, the ball could go backwards. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
There's no judgment.
I've been hitting the shin, kneecap. It's all good.
Yeah, I've gotten the head. I've gotten the knee. It happens.
It's all good. But no, so talking about kind of more specifically what we work on in the lessons is a lot of beginner golfers, some are a little bit more skilled naturally than others, but typically I like to look for learning how to rotate properly in the golf swing. There's a ton of moving parts in the golf swing, which I always tell people, especially like first timers, like I wish there was a button I could hit to make your swing perfect. But there's not. You have to start from the ground up, essentially.
100%.
And learning how to rotate properly, lower body, upper body, learning how to transition into the golf ball is a lot of tedious time frame or timing that needs to be, relayed. And I love just starting with no club. Getting the basics of rotating down. Once we kind of get in a good spot with that, then we add a club, go ahead and check out the grip, kind of get the grip to feel natural, per se. Can feel pretty funky at the start.
Yeah.
And when players are so new, like you said, ideally we don't want to have a righty golfer cross-handed, so we're going to teach them the correct way to put their hands on the golf club. But if players are more comfortable 10-finger to start,
Yeah.
I roll with it, right?
Yeah.
And then from there on, throughout the golf swing, kind of just start by stages with the takeaway, learning how to add rotation with the takeaway. Once we start getting that puzzle built, we slowly move into kind of the full top of backswing, kind of fuller golf swings. But moral of the story is I always start very, very basic with no club and really no numbers on the TrackMan, because that's another way that players can get very, very overwhelmed. They can look at the TV and here in the bay and be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's like if I can kind of eliminate a variable and have you only think about what your body and essentially down the line club is doing, that is the way I start.
Yeah, I think that's great. Especially for a lot of beginners, learning the basic fundamentals of setup, posture, and grip. And like you said with grip, I think that's a great point. Obviously, when you grip it, you can, ideally, we'd like to see, an overlap or an interlock between your lead, pinky, and left pointer finger here. But that can be really uncomfortable for a new player. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people tend to start with what's called a 10-finger, kind of like a baseball style grip. And for someone who's totally, totally new to the sport, I'm actually okay with that to start. And then as they start to play more and swing more, they can shift towards an overlap or an interlock.
Absolutely.
But starting with something like a baseball, that's a hurdle that you can basically jump over later.
Yeah.
One of the most common problems that I'll tend to see for beginner golfers is striking the ground
Yes.
with an iron,
Yes.
basically, or lack thereof.
Yes.
Most people, maybe it's a fear or just not quite understanding on striking the ground. It's something that is necessary and it has to happen in order for the ball to get into the air. And so I think a lot of beginner lessons start with, aside from fundamentals, start with an iron or maybe a 9-iron or something, and just getting them comfortable with making contact with the ground.
Absolutely.
Even without a golf ball, just brushing the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I've come across some cool training aids, and I'll talk about, we'll kind of circle back to beginner in a second, but just this specific training aid is called a flat ball. Literally, it looks like a golf ball, but is a disc, right? The disc is designed for players to learn low point awareness. If they are missing the ground, missing the turf, guess what? They're going to completely miss the disc. So, like I said, talking about a beginner golfer, there is a young girl that I work with, not here, but at a different location, where she's really, really struggled with confidence of striking the ground, striking the golf ball with some speed, and so on and so forth. But I introduced these little discs, and we started very small, right? Brushing the ground, brushing the disc away, just to get that low point awareness. And within 3 or 4 days, her father texted me, and he was like, she's starting to hit the golf ball like 70 yards, which I was like, that's phenomenal. Going from a girl that could not strike the ground to 70 yards is a huge leap.
Yeah.
Huge leap. And flat balls, shout them out. They're all over Amazon. If you can't hit the ground, go get yourself some.
That's good. Yeah, I think the way I go about it is it's always contact first. So for a new player, as long as the ball is going up and forward, that's a good thing. For someone who's never played the sport before, even if it's going right, left, whatever, if it's going 30 feet in the air and 85 yards, that's fantastic. And then as they progress, and let's say they're making solid contact, let's call it 6 out of 10 times, which is pretty good.
Yep.
Then it shifts towards something that might be a little bit more difficult, which is controlling direction.
Yes.
Which can be, some grip fundamentals, maybe some backswing stuff, a little bit more technical in that case. And then as they progress even more, then the final thing is distance, essentially. So once you can make solid contact, once you can control the direction somewhat, then it's about trying to increase distance, which might be getting them comfortable with swinging a little bit faster, or regardless. I find a lot of people will start the sport focusing too heavily on how far they hit it, and they're worried that their 8-iron's only going 120.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, right? When you kind of gave that order, that's like the perfect order, because there's so many, there's a fine line. I could see a beginner golfer come in and be very tentative swinging the golf club. And then there's also another case of beginner golfers getting in there and swinging the golf club a million miles an hour.
Yeah, too aggressively.
Right. And it's just like trying to dial it back and trying to find, the happy medium for both golfers. And I think working on contact first, like you mentioned, is huge. Distance will come. I know it's cool to hit the golf ball 1,000 yards, but waiting on that distance, focusing on more contact technical is what's going to bring that distance to the plate.
Yeah. What makes people love the sport is solid, great feeling contact, having a nice flight with good height. Like if you're on the driving range, sure, obviously there's yardage distances. So you can sort of get an idea of how far it goes. But the difference to a new player of 110 yards and 135 yards doesn't really look that different on the driving range.
Right.
But on a TrackMan, you see that distance, and then they might start swinging harder. Which for a lot of these new players, it can end up making it more difficult. It's just harder to strike the ball solidly the faster you go.
100%.
And so I find, especially if you have a friend or maybe your kid or something, starting them first with contact, then direction, then distance.
100%.
I think is always the best way to go about it.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And again, while you're doing that, have fun. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Absolutely.
We're, all in this together. It's a process. It's a grind. It's not going to be perfect when you first start, but the more you work, the harder you work, it'll start piecing together. And there was another beginner golfer story that I'll have is she started 3 months ago. She got into the game late, and this is another point. If you are 5 or 85, it's never too late to get into the game. All right, but got into the game later. She has a lot of time on her hands, which is great to go out and play golf. She started 3 months ago, like I said. We played in a couple rounds together, and seeing the transformation from going from practice to the golf course and having confidence carry over is absolutely phenomenal. Like one of our playing partners mentioned or asked her when she started, and she's like, "Oh, like a couple months ago," and just knowing that putting the practice in can translate to the golf course is what players want to hear and want to know. So it's doable. It's doable. So it's been really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when you're playing with a beginner, not you specifically, but like let's say a listener is playing with a beginner, maybe a friend or a spouse, people can give a lot of well-meaning tips to a beginner out on the golf course. Let's say they top one. What's the playing partner going to say?
Keep your head down.
Yeah, keep your head down. Or they tell them swing slower, swing faster, all this stuff. Change your stance, any of that. Totally understand it's well-meaning, but for a new golfer, it can really screw them up.
That's the last thing they want to hear.
Yeah, that's the last thing they want to hear. On the driving range, you see a beginner. The last thing they want is someone to come up to them and try and give them help.
Yeah, I mean, if you see a beginner on the driving range and you've been playing golf for 30 years, just let them be.
Just let them be. Just let them be. Right? Golf is something that it can be really intimidating when you're getting into it. Let's say beginner is playing with someone who is a better player. It can be extremely intimidating because they're embarrassed that they're not good yet, whatever. And totally understand that the tips that you may be giving are well-meaning, but all it does is just get them into their own head.
For sure.
And for these new players, a lot of times less is better. Yep. Just, for something like an iron, just brush the ground. Super, super simple, but...
No matter the score, if they get the ball in the hole, fire them up.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if the ball gets airborne, they make good contact, that's the most important thing. Even if the technique isn't perfect yet, for a lot of these new players, it's not going to be perfect for a while.
Right.
But as long as, it doesn't have to be perfect technique, but if it's a, good contact and good height, whatever, fire them up. Don't tell them, you bent your left arm on that one. I know it was a good shot, but yeah, you broke your elbow.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. And if it cuts 5 yards, just say, look at how straight that was.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some merchandise.
Sick.
So Evan is
he knows a bit.
He knows a bit about merchandise. How many hats do you have?
So dating back to younger Gags golf, I always used to be a guy that liked hats. You name it. Baseball hats, hockey teams, basketball teams. You name it. Over the years of being that hat lover, I've collected quite a bit, and everybody has their own little hobby. So right now in the arsenal, I probably have north of like 200.
200 hats.
When I kind of led up to that, people were like, "Oh, this kid's gonna be like 1,000 hats." It's not as bad as you think, but 200 hats. There's a lot of hats.
200 hats is a lot of hats.
We'd love to see that.
200 hats is a ridiculous amount of hats.
Yeah. So I mean.
How many do you rotate through? Like, do you have some favorite ones? Like, you have 10 or so?
Yeah, I have some favorites. Some favorites are a lot of golf hats, but there are some like baseball, hockey, but like probably, main rotation, probably like 10.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But, I mean, whenever you go to a golf course, like, you have Salem on. Like, I love Salem's logo. I was there for one of my father's tournaments a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Had to get a hat. Had to. Shout out Salem Country Club. Play there a ton in high school. It's a great course.
Yeah,
it's a great course. But yeah, I mean, having some logos, having some courses, it's cool because I mean. If you play a good golf course, say you travel, like you might not go back, so why not buy some merch with their logo on it and represent?
Yeah, a lot of times the logos are kind of attached to a memory.
Yeah,
right. Definitely. If you go on a golf trip, you pick up this logo, it's not one. It's because the logo looks cool, but also because anytime you see that logo, it reminds you of the trip you were on or the course you played.
Yeah,
which
100%
is very cool.
100%. I agree, and just telling stories about it. Like, it's cool to kind of reminisce on that stuff.
Absolutely. So
someone goes, "Oh, what's that logo?" Or "Where'd you guys go?" Or "How was that course?" It's instant, like just topic of conversation.
Yeah,
and obviously, if you're wearing it, you want to talk about it.
All right, let's go down the line. Brian, what's the?
So we're doing favorite golf course logos that we've played, and then maybe we could also do that we haven't played. Just might as well. So you first.
I'll start. It's on my head. It's on my putter cover. Papago, Scottsdale.
Sick.
Scottsdale, Arizona State's home course. Played there last year. It's a I think it's PC, but it's a Native American man as the logo. But it's, I mean, it was the last year, that whole Scottsdale area, obviously a huge golf area, but I was a big fan. And the logo, that whole course, the whole atmosphere of the course was really cool.
Nice.
So that was, it's in the bag, the logo's on the bag, so I think that's my favorite for courses that I've played.
Yeah, that's cool. I've got a couple that I was kind of deciding between. My top three, I would say. First is definitely Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was lucky enough to play there last year. Headless Horseman logo, so cool. I love that logo. The second one, and I was thinking about this, I think it's Myopia Hunt.
Yeah, Myopia is
It's
awesome.
such a cool. It's very not very basically, but I think it's a really cool looking logo. And then the final one, this one I had some debate about, is probably the Whistling Straits logo. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. It's unreal. But I think it's a cool logo.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
Like if you're a golfer and you see that logo, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's deciding between those three. I think I'm sticking with Sleepy Hollow as my number one.
Okay. All right. So my number one that I've played, I really like Granite Links. Granite Links is just obviously it's more of a public golf course. You can go there literally whenever you want, but I like it. Just clean, especially on a white hat. The blue deer, it's sick.
Yeah, it's a great looking logo.
Another one that I've played, number 2 is gonna be Salem, the Witch.
Yeah, the Witch.
It's a good one.
Can't go wrong. I love that. And then this is again kind of nostalgia. High school golf. A lot of our home matches was at the Meadow at PB.
What's their logo?
It's just literally like the logo. It says the Meadow at PB and it has fescue.
There's plenty of fescue in that course.
Just no logo.
Yeah, no logo. Clean, dude. Can't
All right, so what about favorites that you haven't played? I have an idea.
Before you even, I thought of Myopia before you even said it.
Really?
So I feel like that's a little uncreative, but to Myopia for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorites.
I have one more, like an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Tedesco. I've played there.
Yeah, cool logo.
It's a cool course, even better logo, a little sailboat or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, kind of similar to like the Portsmouth logo.
Yeah, very similar. Very similar.
I would say too, I haven't been to Pinehurst. The Pinehurst logo's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they have some cool ones, like the new Pinehurst 10 one with the salt mining cart or whatever that is. Yeah. That one's cool.
But I feel like number 2 obviously stands out.
Yeah. Well, Pinehurst number 2, it's really not much like logo to it.
What was the one they used for the U.S. Open with like
the Putter Boy?
Yeah. The Putter Boy.
Yeah,
that's the one.
fair.
That's the one I'm thinking
that's
about.
Fair. Yeah, I guess that is kind of like their Pinehurst logo.
Yeah.
One that I haven't played that I think is one of the coolest logos is Pasa Tiempo.
Yeah.
You know, the guy with the sombrero on under the tree. That's
a good one.
And that's another logo that I have. I'm lucky to have a ball marker with that on it, thanks to your buddy.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah. Anytime I go on these trips, I get a text from Evan. Hey man, can you give me a hat?
If you travel, Evan's gonna be like, "Can I get a hat?"
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to a sick course, why not?
All right.
I'll do a couple of my favorites that I haven't played.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I want to go to. I really want to go to Stream Song. It's got a clean logo, nothing fancy about it, just very simple. Looks good on anything. Hat, polo, pullover.
Yep.
And then another one I want to go to is St. Andrews.
Yeah. It's a good logo.
It is. It is.
They did that new one with the bridge that I thought was a little not my favorite. I like their more traditional logo for St. Andrews.
I don't know how I forgot about this, but now that we're over this, all of my logos are coming into my head. Cabot Citrus Farms.
Is that your favorite?
They have a ton. That's probably one of them. They have a ton of logos, but their whole theme is it's Florida. There's oranges everywhere. So they have the main logo. It's like a little orange with a little green leaf on the top. But I have a hat that has a glass of orange juice on it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a good one.
I like that.
I can't believe you didn't say Bay Hill.
True. It's another.
Bay Hill's up there, but I haven't played it.
Okay.
All right. Should we get into some picks?
Yeah. So let's start. We hit our picks.
Yeah, the picks were great last week.
Brian hit a top 5. Alex Smalley, JJ Spawn shortly behind him in the top 10.
Yeah. Did you watch the tournament?
I got home and I watched like the last couple holes. I know we were texting him
Eric
on
Cole.
Sunday.
Oh my gosh,
I
I wanted him to win.
That guy's a grinder.
Yeah, he is a grinder.
You played with him in the winter. You played in the mini tour event. That guy's a grinder.
At Abacoa, that's where Eric Cole plays out of in Jupiter. Basically, he's the mayor out there. Essentially, they have
legend.
On the menu. I remember there's this wrap. It's just called the Eric Cole. It's just like a chicken Caesar wrap.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's there's 2 separate parts of the range. There's kind of the instruction side and the basic warm up side, and he obviously gets to go down on the instruction side. So he's grinding out there the day before the tournament. We play the tournament at Abacoa. He shoots a bogey-free 63, absolutely dusts the field. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Which is what he did in the tournament, too. He shot a bogey-free 63.
Yeah.
Amazing player. It's unbelievable how far he hits it for his size.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a little guy.
He is he's thin, and he's not super tall, but he can still pound the ball.
Yeah.
Like, we have his data here on TrackMan. It's really good. He's probably like 115, 116 club speed, and I'd be surprised if he's over 145 pounds.
Yeah, he's a small dude.
Yeah,
And he doesn't have any tour wins, I don't believe, right?
no, he does, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
because he was didn't he Monday Q and win? Wasn't that the whole thing a couple years ago?
I think something.
That sounds right.
He
That sounds
was like one of the
I
youngest.
remember he had a second at PGA National a few years ago.
I think they flashed it. I think he had like 3 runner-up finishes.
That sounds right.
Now might
yeah.
be 4.
Because he won Rookie of the Year a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like 30-something.
Yeah, he's like one of the youngest rookie or the oldest rookie of the years. Yeah.
But he's a grinder, and he definitely deserved to win. Henley obviously went out and took it in the back 9. Mm-hmm. Henley always impresses me, truthfully. He gets so much out of his game, given how short he hits it. He's peaked. His career has peaked at the time where distance is most prevalent.
Definitely.
He's a stud. I love Henley. I love Henley. How could we forget these, dude? People are probably looking at our cups.
I know we have these are a gift from Evan.
So yeah, these boys can have these 2 cups. Luckily, one of my students, again, knowing I'm a gear freak, his company makes these Masters logoed cups. These are the actual souvenir cups that you can get a beer in or whatever. But yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, again, just a cool little piece that I like to have. Granted, they're plastic, I know, but
No, it lasts forever. Right?
yeah, they last forever. If you ever need one, let me know. I got like 6 cases in my car.
They fell off a truck.
Yeah, for real.
The Masters lottery was yesterday, right?
Yes.
So put your name in.
Go sign up. Started yesterday.
Yeah,
I think it goes till June 20th, I read.
Yeah, something like that, late June. But yeah, I already put my name in. Did you?
We don't have to. We can just get the tickets.
There you go.
Right?
You have to be a PGA Class A.
I think you have to be. I thought you have to be a certain level.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Cut that.
I signed up.
Yeah, I need to sign up.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to talk about Memorial? I think it's one of the stronger tournaments in the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Jack's course.
Yeah.
This is the best part about this tournament every week. He's usually in the booth like Friday or Saturday. And if the players start doing well, he gets angry. And the next day they make the pins like way harder. Like
Jack's a legend.
he gets visibly upset when a guy makes a birdie when he wasn't supposed to.
Remember, it was Memorial a few years ago when literally before the tournament finished, they were already ripping up the greens.
Yeah. He's like, this shit can't be this easy next year. It's very funny.
The back people already finished with their front 9, and they're already 9 of those holes are just ripped up because they're switching the greens for next year.
That's unbelievable.
So it's funny to see just how much influence, obviously, he has on this tournament and this course. And it's a good course. It's really challenging test and a good test before going head into the U.S. Open too.
LPGA Riviera this week, right?
At
Women's U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Nelly Korda, right? If she wins this, is it Grand Slam or is it? No, if she wins this, then she has a chance for the Grand Slam in the next major.
I think, that sounds right.
She favorited, I would assume.
Yeah,
she was like
4-1, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but Nelly Korda, the level of golf that she's playing right now is on par with Tiger 2000.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So,
go watch the LPGA Tour.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so Memorial usually plays super long, super tight. Like rough is like dead, not dead, but you're just kind of punching out. You typically. Evan, you're the guest, so if you want, I got the odds sheet here for you. If you want to make the first pick this week.
So this is for the Memorial.
This is for Memorial, yeah. So Scotty, we got everyone in the field this week. I didn't see anyone that's out. Scotty, Rory, Cam Young, we got everyone's in the field.
So just one, correct?
Yeah, just pick one guy.
That name is jumping off the page to me.
No,
I'm going Cam Young.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a bad pick.
It's probably a pretty good pick.
I feel like because we were in that like consecutive signature event streak about a few weeks ago. Now that these guys have had a few weeks off, it's kind of like, oh, that's right.
Well, I think he was sick too
I did hear that, the PGA.
At the PGA, he just he's under the weather, so people kind of forgot about him. But now he's probably healed up. And
so the schedule got a little more spread out these last few weeks. It's kind of nice to see everyone back in the field.
Yeah. You can go next.
I'll go next. I was looking at Bob McIntyre, guy that typically pretty accurate on the fairways. I feel like he's good on harder courses. Almost won the U.S. Open last year at Oakmont. I feel like this course plays similarly. He's not playing like unbelievable right now, but he's not playing bad. I feel like it's just a good course fit for him.
Yeah.
So I'll go. And he's always got some interesting attire, which is fun. So I'll go Bob McIntyre.
Yeah, I like that. I got a few people jumping off the page to me. I mean, Hideki. Hideki's not bad.
He played well last week too.
Minwoo maybe.
Yeah,
I feel like he's high up that odd sheet.
He's playing unbelievably well this year.
Let him cook.
I'm actually surprised that he's above Hideki. But we'll go with Tommy Fleetwood.
Ooh,
like that.
Could be his week.
Yeah, I like that. Another guy, obviously, he's going to be in the fairway a lot. Yeah. Definitely not playing as well as he was last year, but Shinnecock, he's gearing up for Shinnecock.
Yeah.
And, he came in the last time the U.S. Open was there. Obviously, he was one shot short, I think. So I think it's a course he's eyeing, and I think he's been eyeing that U.S. Open.
Yeah, I think I hope they set up Shinnecock in the same way that they set it up in 2018.
That would be unbelievable. When they lost the greens, Zach Johnson. Yeah,
they lost the greens. I personally think that Shinnecock is the best U.S. Open venue that they have. I don't think there's anything better. Maybe Oakmont, but even that, I think Shinnecock's better.
I think the greens, like how hard the approach shots are at Shinnecock, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's just a complete test of golf.
Everything.
Was that the one where Phil ran after his ball?
Yeah, I was like 20 yards away when that happened.
That's right, you're there, right? You have the infamous Riggs picture.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was there Monday to Sunday, so every single day.
Oh wow,
which was amazing. Just out on Long Island, and I followed Fleetwood for his 63. I was just happened to be in the mix. I saw Phil when he hit his moving ball.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and when he did it, he was kind of almost like hamming it up to the crowd. He was trying to make it a joke, but obviously the rule, I think technically is you're supposed to be disqualified for hitting a moving ball.
Yeah, it feels like you should just have to leave when he did that.
Well, because I remember Daly did that once when he hit a chip, it came back to his feet, and he just hit it again.
Yeah.
And got disqualified.
Yeah,
but because every U.S. Open is Phil's birthday, and so you literally throughout the round, people would just be singing happy birthday to him every hole. And so what are they going to do? Disqualify him on his birthday?
Yeah, get him out of there.
So, yeah, that was an amazing experience. I think it's the best U.S. Open venue they have. I hope they set it up properly.
Yeah.
I hope they don't bend the knee to, softening the greens and making it easier for these players. I want it to be over par or at least even par finish.
Yeah, I think Koepka was around even par when he won it.
Yeah, one over.
Yeah, one over.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I would love to see it like +3.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
It's more fun to watch.
Absolutely.
100%.
All right.
100%.
Anything else?
All right, anything else?
That's it. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
All right,
coming
thanks
on.
for coming on.
Absolutely.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.